if you're someone who follows hockey, and even more specifically perhaps a Leafs fan, Toronto Maple Leafs fan, first of all, my condolences. I feel your pain. There's been a fascinating bit of sort of human drama, if you will, and some really important takeaways that have been playing out in the last number of months with one of the players on the team. And that player is Ilya Samsonov, and he's one of the goaltenders. In fact, he was the top goaltender. Last year, he did a remarkable job taking the Leafs through their playoff run, and before he got hurt, and then was replaced by Joseph Woll, who did a fantastic job as well. But during the summer, Ilya, who's a Russian goaltender, was re-signed with a multi-million-dollar contract, huge expectations, young guy. People just expected that his evolution would continue, and he would become, he was going to be the starting goaltender and would just become this sort of solid rock for the Toronto Maple Leafs in their sort of pursuit of finding a better series or better season. So the fall starts, the season starts or begins, and baby, it does not go to plan. In those opening number of games, it's clear to himself, the teammates, the viewers, that he's struggling, right? He's not performing to the billing and gets pulled from a couple of games, and that continues. That's the pattern, right? Joseph Woll becomes the starting goaltender. He gets hurt. Got to bring in their third goaltender, and it just becomes this crazy drama. But what is more remarkable is that the Toronto Maple Leafs management let Ilya get in front of the media and the cameras every night after games. And I don't know why they allowed that, but they did. And what unfolded was, it was sad, first of all, and tragic, and incredibly insightful for anyone watching who, is fascinated by coaching and human performance and all that sort of stuff. May not have been fascinating for the Toronto Maple Leafs management, but it was for me. Because during those interviews, he was incredibly vulnerable and telling of his process, what was going on for him. And the guy's Russian, right? I said that. And so English is a second language. It's broken English, but, full credit to him. He did his best to articulate what was going on for him. And there was one interview in particular where he just dropped this truth bomb, which was incredibly insightful, and full credit to him, where he said, and I'm going to paraphrase because his English is broken, and I'll try and fill in a few of the words, but essentially, what Ilya said was, he said, what's happening here has nothing to do with skill development or my technique or strategy or my knowledge of the game. What's happening here is bigger. It's about my mental health. And we were witnessing a young man sort of go through a rough patch, right? With demons, whatever term you want to use, but he was struggling, right? He was struggling. So eventually, taken off the roster, sent down to the American League. Not great, eh? So a week or two ago, Ilya comes back, and it's weeks later. He's disappeared. We've been told that he's just gone to get himself together. His family has come over from Russia. They're going to spend some time with him and just see if they can rebuild this lost soul. And I tell you, a number of people, including myself, thought that this season was done for him because, if you saw some of the interviews, you would understand. He was a struggling soul. A couple of weeks ago, he's back in the net, and he does okay. Then he gets another game, wins that game. Next game, gets a shutout. And so And during those interviews, he's a different person, right? He's joking, he's laughing, he's grateful he's thanking people, nonstop for the patience, the understanding, the support, his parents, his family, his wife, the coaches, the management, his teammates, right? He's just oozing with gratitude. And what I found so fascinating about that was that it proved what he said absolutely beyond the shadow of a doubt true. It had nothing to do with his ability to be a goalie, right? His skill and all the things that he had learned in his career so far. What was missing was his inner being, right? That's what was compromised. And it reinforced what we say all the time. It's not that skill development and strategies and knowledge and all the tangible bits aren't important. We're not saying that. What we are saying is that when the being is compromised, everything is compromised, because all of those tangible bits perform through us. They come through us when we show up to perform. So therefore, if we are compromised, so too is the performance, right? We are like the gatekeeper for all of the training and skills that we have. And I just loved it because it was first of all, I was super happy for the guy, right? He was back on his game. He had found his spark again. He was joking, and as he said, rediscovered the love of the game, the love of being a goaltender, and it was just awesome. So whoever worked with him knew what the hell they were doing, and that was great. So the takeaway, your mindset matters, huge, obviously, right? If we think for a second that who we are being, our mental health, our mental state, our emotional state are not worth time and attention, then we're kidding ourselves. It's not just about the skill development, the knowledge, what have you. It is everything about the human being part of performance. And it's, when that penny finally dropped for me as a coach, when I finally realized that I wasn't going to out-coach any of our competitors, right? There was nothing I could teach or do or buy that was vastly different from the coaches and crews we were racing against. And so what I focused on was the being of those athletes. I set out to create a safe, welcoming, loving, empowering space for those athletes to come every day and show up. And wow, we did some pretty cool things because of that, right? And I just think it holds true, regardless of the endeavor. If you're a business owner, if you're a leader, if you're a coach, a parent, a teacher, it doesn't matter. Our job is to create those kinds of environments where people can flourish, where their potential can be discovered. And, that's the exciting piece for me. So, yeah, certainly something to consider. Okay? Go Leafs, go. I had to get that in. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourself and everyone around you. And we'll see you in a week. Okay? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.